and try and get sort of achieve what sound we'd want out of it. And then from there we pass it to Mark, and he works his magic and gives it a real nice sort of finishing touch, mixes it all down. Live show is something like definitely last year and this year. It's something that we've really worked hard to develop, and what we try and do is we try and sort of capture. There was a stage when we'd stop and do PAs, and it sort of seemed a little bit disjointed and a little bit separated from the live show and the set. So we sort of tried to make the whole set just a continuation of the party vibe, which we naturally bring when we do a live show. And we feel like we've definitely taken it to the next level with this live show, because it's a full hour of everything's set, everything's planned. We know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. And what we've tried to do is, like, we've got a new track out called Move It, which is the Antidote EP. And sort of how we use that is we play like an old school garage tune, like it's called Rip Groove, which is quite dancey, and we mix that into Boom Boom Boom, Out Here Brothers. Believe it or not, you know what I mean? It's something that we asked me sort of 10 years ago. I never think I'd ever hear that tune in a club, or want to be in a club that was playing that tune, you know what I mean? But it works really well. It sort of takes it back to that era, and then off the back of that it mixes into the Move It song. So it's all like a continuation, if you know what I mean. And yeah, we just really try to develop a live show where we don't feel like our tracks sort of, it's not necessarily noticeable that we're doing a PA. It just mixes in, it's fluent, you know what I mean, it's perpetual. But it's always about maintaining that hype and making sure it just smashes it. And definitely at the moment, man, everywhere we go, it's just total annihilation, you know what I mean?
Yeah, going well. So what was your highlight for kind of last year, 2019?
God, there's been so many, to be honest. We've been working with some really, really cool producers, and I think that's opened our eyes to a lot of things, and that's just really been a good experience for us. We've been working with a guy called Mowgli, who's an Italian dude who makes house, and he's just really cool, and he's just got a totally different look on things. And with him being Italian, he doesn't have a clue what we're talking about in our rhymes. And like I was telling you before, sort of for us, it's been about lyrics for so many years. It's been about tight lyrics, and it still is about that. But so we met this guy, and he sort of said, "Listen, lads, I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm just listening to the flow. Does it flow? Does it sit on the beat? Do you know what I mean? Does it ride right?" So, you know, that for us was definitely an eye-opener. But live shows, man, it's always, live shows for us is always sort of, so it's our favourite thing to do. And I suppose doing the trilogy of EPs, you know, we decided to sort of do it on our own and not pass it to a label, and it's really sort of given us ownership of our own stuff back, and that's really been good for us, man. It's really been good.
You're kind of keeping it close knit, like a nice little tight group of like music creation that you've got going on.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. And I think that's good. You know, obviously we're not locking ourselves off to licensing or signing some of the music or whatever, because that'd be stupid. We're not sort of like saying, right, this is us for the rest of our lives, we're going to do it all ourselves. Because ideally it'd be great if someone came along with you know, a bit more capital, a bit more money, so they could push, you know, certain projects, what we're doing, in places we couldn't necessarily push them. But it's nice to know, you know, previously something wasn't reviewed in a magazine, we just go, oh, someone will deal with it. If something wasn't in HMV when we went to check, oh, someone will deal with it. Whereas now, you know, if any of these problems occur, who's going to deal with it? It's no one but ourselves, you know what I mean? So you make sure you get everything in check as a result of it. You know, you're constantly on top of everything, saying, right, where's this? Why is that not done? Etc. etc. It's effectively, you know, the sad thing about that is it takes it away from the music sometimes. But you know what? That's a reality, and I think musicians out there, until they get that the business side of things in check, you know, it's hard to really push yourself to that next level. just recently we've started saying, you know, we can't blame anyone else for something if we're sort of in control of it. So yeah, I would like to think it's a good way of working, and because of it, we've attracted so many new exciting things. What we're on, just from doing it ourselves, you know, and pushing it ourselves. So yeah, it's been great. It's been really good.
So have you got anything new coming up? Any collaborations? Any new studio work coming up?
We have, yeah. We've got loads of stuff. We've been working with a guy called B Rich who lives in America. I think he's from LA, but don't quote me on that. Right. I'm not too sure. And a guy called Starkey from America as well. He's from Philadelphia. Oh, mate. Some of the stuff them guys are sending us is just absolutely next level, man. Next level. So really excited about that. We've got a new tune coming with Benga, which we're going to drop either in March or April or something like that. And that's called Dunce Boy, and really excited about that. Working with Benga's been sick. He's a really good mate of ours anyway from years. You know, we've known Benga Screen for years and years, so it's natural, definitely natural to work with him. And got a few other things in the pipeline with Benga as well. He's been working on a few bits and bobs, so hopefully that's going to be a continued relationship, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So that'd be good. Been working with guys called Heavy Feet. Got a project coming out with them. Got a project coming with some dudes called Atomic Hooligan. And we're just branching out. We've also got we've got a little thing which might be happening with the Move It track, which I spoke to you about. Yeah. But at the moment we can't really say too much about it. But it's something really, really exciting which could pop off of that tune. So yeah, just watch this space, man. Watch this space.
So obviously you've kind of been involved in, say, the dubstep scene now as it's progressed. How do you view the scene at the moment?
You know what? To me, it's unbelievable. I can't believe it. You know, like we go to all these different countries, and you sort of half expecting them. Still, you're half expecting them not to quite know. And they hear a tune mixing in, and they know exactly what tune it is. You know, they know the labels are coming out on. They know this. You know, the scene's just. I just can't believe how big it is at the moment. I really can't believe, like, it over in America. It's just crazy. It's really healthy. And then I heard some kids from around my way was playing me Rihanna's album, and I heard these Chase and Status tunes on there, and it's full on dance floor dubstep. There's some of them are tunes we've been playing for, you know, over the past year and a half. Yeah. In clubs. I can't remember, is it Saxon Posse? I think that one might be.
Saxon, yeah.
And I'm thinking, fuck me, you know, some people might whinge and say, no, it's going commercial or whatever, but fucking hell, what more could you ask for a scene, you know, when people like Rihanna are getting onto the type of music, and she's not seeing it for a dubstep scene or anything else. She's just hearing what she likes. Do you know what I mean? And running with it. So I just think at the moment, it's so good. You got Benga and Scream just absolutely smashing it. And I know they've got projects under Magnetic Man, which they've been telling us about, and I think they've just signed that to Universal. That's going to be massive. Yeah. You know, that's going to be monumental. They're working on that at the moment. There's so many things and so many remixes as well. Like we've got Scream's Chromeo Night by Night, and I heard MRK's done a remix of a Mike Snow tune called Sylvia. Just, to me, I'm just hearing these tunes and thinking this is so accessible, but yet so still the quality is still there. You know what I mean? So yeah, to be honest, I'm really quite blown away by how big it's gone. And I think it can only get bigger. People just keep making quality music and keep pushing the sound and, you know, keep original. I think it's getting a little bit where a lot of people are jumping on a certain style, and it's like drum and bass where it all went quite jump up. And that sometimes happens within a scene, and things always settle down, and it's always, you know, cream always rises to the top, so the quality beats will always come back to the fore. So I reckon a lot of people are making, a lot of people are copying different people's styles, but as long as, you know, originality is still there, the scenes, to me, the possibilities are endless.